All right, what is up, everybody? New training. So I'm going to show you guys how we use YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram to consistently book out the calendar, consistently make sales, not just for our company, but how we've taught, like over 300 people how to do this, and they're succeeding as well. So I want to show you, how we build audiences rapidly, how we add value to them, build trust, and make strong offers, and convert audiences into, 100, 200, $300,000 checks within a 3 to 6 month time frame for our clients. Okay. And obviously, before we get into this is what we do for our clients. So if you want to learn more about how we can do this for your business, or how we can help you start your own coaching or consulting business using these strategies to get you off the ground quicker, if you have advice or expertise that you want to sell, be sure to reach out to us however it is you're going to do it. The quick shortcut is to book a direct consult call right with my team and our trained experts. I've got guys that have trained from the ground up to help you make the right decision about your business. And when they first worked with me, they were actually clients themselves. So they succeeded with their business, and now they're helping other people do the same by working alongside me. Okay, enough of a plug. Let me just prove to you that this actually works real quick. So this right here is inside of our communities, or our clients that we've served. And I'm giving you some of the meat that we've given them to help them grow their businesses. You can see Hugh had a $10,000 a month client sign up with him, $10,000 a month recurring for 6 months, a $60,000 contract that he signed following what I'm going to share with you today. Selna, same thing. He had a $3.5 thousand, or 2.5 today, 3.5 next month. So what is that? A $6,000 total collected. Gage is wrapping up at $8.3 thousand this month. He's a total beginner that joined us about 4 months ago, 5 months ago, somewhere around there. Jordan Godby, really good example. He had a $20,000 single day. And you can see these are recent. These aren't like old testimonies. They're completely recent. And the reason I want to show you this is just because, I actually know what I'm talking about. Another thing I'll show you is inside of our private team channel here. So let me just show you today and yesterday the amount of booked calls that we're seeing on our calendar. So we have every single one of these right here is another booked call. This is today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today we're about, what is it? It's noon for me. Let's look at yesterday. So you got 1, 2, you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 calls yesterday. The day before, I think it was a bit of a slower day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? No, 9. A lot of back and forth between the team. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you get the idea. It works really well, what I'm about to teach you. Okay, so I want you to actually take action on this stuff and implement it into your business. And if you see results, reach out to us and we can put some fuel behind that. So popping into the whiteboard, let me explain how this works. There is a short-term return on your time investment. This isn't a money thing. It doesn't really cost money to grow this, even though you can use money to expand it, and I'll explain that in a second. There's a short-term ROI, and there's a long-term, a long-tail ROI that lasts longer but gets bigger and badder as you go. And I'm going to shrink myself just to get out of the way here. Okay. The short-term is actually using Facebook communities, Instagram, and Instagram growth hacking to build your audience rapidly, have conversations, and make offers to book calls, right, after adding a little bit of value. So with Instagram, we love to actually boost posts. So we will literally put out an Instagram post, spend $40-$50 boosting it to the right audience, and then have conversations with all the new followers, all the new likers, all the new commenters, right? And if you know how to do this, you can generate, we spent, I think, $1,500 and got back almost $20,000 in total sales from one boosted post. Now, granted, we've got an incredible offer. We've got an amazing sales team. We've got a great, we're great at what we do, and we get great results. So obviously, we're able to make very strong and bold offers, okay? The long tail is reputation, right? It's audience and, sort of mass trust, building that online brand for yourself. And it's over time building people. Like, we get leads now that say, hey, I've followed you on YouTube for 2 years, and I've seen your journey, and I've seen you go from a broke kid in your parents' basement to where you are today, and I admire that, and I just want to learn from somebody who's done it themselves. And so you almost build this personal brand, and you build this surreal, like, almost sense of identity on the internet, this character of who you are. And that's the real power behind this model, is kind of building up who you are on the internet so that more and more people, they literally will just pay for proximity to you. People will buy our stuff not even like knowing exactly what it is, to be honest. They will literally just buy because they know who I am, which is amazing. So it's important to understand the short tail and long tail concepts because it's not just a long-term thing. It's not just a short-term thing. If you've got a great offer and it's something your market really needs right now and you've got good messaging, you can take conversations, turn them into calls, turn them into sales very quickly. Otherwise, even if you have really bad messaging and a half-decent offer, you can make a lot of money by building your audience, building your authority, building your brand, and building that reciprocity with your marketplace over time, okay? So now I'm going to talk about kind of the process and exactly what you should do. So obviously you need these 3 accounts: an Instagram account, a Facebook account, and a YouTube account. For the YouTube, you want to put out at least 2 videos a week, okay? So 2 a week, and they should be in 3 different types of categories, okay? The first type of video should be a value video. So this is just like something like this, where it's just purely educational, telling people what to do, how to do it. Say you're a fat loss coach and you are wanting to help your clients lose weight. You just tell them exactly what they would do. Basically give away the farm of some of the things you would teach in your program, right? The other one is a personal video. So this is, something like, recently I did an interview with my mom where we talked about like self-education. And I thought that was a really fun video, and it didn't get as many views, but what's cool about it is it built some more trust with my audience. And sometimes I'll do like day in the life. So we did a day in the life of a 7-figure company about 4 months ago. It was like an hour-and-a-half long video where every single one of my team members and myself, we filmed our day and what we did, and it gave people an incredible look into my company and how we operate. And people are asking me like for my fitness routine and stuff like that. So I'll, these personal videos that don't really have to do directly with your product or what you do, but they kind of speak to what I said a second ago about building your brand over time. Right? And then the last one is case study videos. So as clients succeed inside of your program, you want to bring them onto the channel and share exactly how they've done what they've done. No questions asked about, no reservations about them giving you a certain amount of credit or not. You just want to like sit down and say, okay, what worked for you? How did this work? What exactly did you do so that my audience can learn from you? Because we want to just tap the source of what's working. And then in each of these videos, you want to have a few different types of call to actions, right? So the first type of call to action is just a direct call to action to book a call, okay? And this is when you say, look, if you're liking what you're getting, you can speak directly with us. It's a no pressure, call. It's 45 minutes or so, and we'll see if you're a good fit, right? Just very straight out the gate. The other one is you're telling people to follow you on Instagram. This is saying, look, I'm on Instagram. Go ahead and give me a follow, right? And the other one is to join my Facebook group. Okay, so you've kind of got a few different call to actions. This is obviously kind of the least, this is probably the most shameless, right? The Instagram and Facebook ones are a little bit more, I guess they're a bit more like, what would you say? They are more tricky, I don't know, sneaky, and I'll explain that in a sec. Okay, so this is how you run your YouTube. Very, very simple. Now let's talk about Instagram. For your Instagram, you want to do a few things. You need daily stories, okay? And stories really are just, kind of that 24-hour window where a piece of content exists on your platform. So they can actually click your profile picture and see a story from you. And I've found that stories need to be as such. Again, a very similar mix to what we do on YouTube. So case studies, clients that are succeeding, you say, hey, check it out. Look at these guys who are succeeding. You want personal, so like your daily routine, things that you're up to, and value. Very, very similar. You can see how this, sort of content strategy mixes across different platforms. It's very straightforward in that way, okay? Now for Facebook, this one's actually the one where I have the least amount of activity personally. It literally just exists to take care of the people that come from YouTube or from Instagram to join our Facebook group. Because when I ask, hey, join our group, guess who tends to join our group? People that want help or people that value what I've put out and are more likely to, buy, right? And so because they request to join our group and they're more likely to buy and we've added value enough for them to take a second to, apply to join our group, then they're worth a quick message to see if they could be interested in a quick 45-minute chat with myself or whoever. In your case, you could just say, hey, welcome to the group. Would love to have you as a part of the community. Just accepted you. Tell me a bit more about where you're at. Tell me a bit more about your business. Tell me a bit more about your fitness journey, your relationship journey, whatever it is that you're doing, right? And just have those conversations and then ask key questions and lead them to a call, which is, obviously appointment setting strategy, which is, a part of what we teach. So this is it. This is how we personally book as many calls as we do. This is how our clients are booking, sometimes upwards of 20 sales calls in a single day. Now I'm going to show you how to use advertising and how to actually pay for more attention to just just run these, like traffic sources through the roof, okay? And it's a little bit different than what you might think. So the strategy for YouTube is actually quite simple. You literally just run an ad where you say, hey, my name is X and this is what I do and these are the results I've gotten. I've got nothing for sale. I just want you to come check out the YouTube channel. And the reason that works so well is it's such a low friction ad. You're not asking people to do anything they're unfamiliar with. You're not saying, hey, buy my book or watch my training or whatever. You're asking them to do something they're very familiar with and very comfortable with because they're already on YouTube. So you could assume that they watch YouTube channels. And you're basically just asking them to check out your content. And your content itself acts as the lead warmer so that eventually, once they're ready to go, they either book a call or they reach out to something. This is a long-term play. Right, this is a long-term thing. When you spend $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on this, I've spent over $200,000 on this, and it's returned to me, I would say, at least over $800,000, okay? This is a long-term play. It builds your audience, builds your authority, and creates a platform for you to monetize to and sell more stuff to, okay? And it requires you to have genuinely valuable content placed on your platform, okay? Things that actually relate to getting your clients results, that actually add value, that show that you're an authority, et cetera, okay? So this is how you use ads to grow your YouTube channel. Of course, I can go into more detail on this, but this is the overarching theme. You can check out my channel. I've got a bunch of different examples of this. Back in 2019, I ran a version of an ad. Now I have a new one that I'm running right now. I'm spending about $1,000 a day. I'd like to get up to like maybe even $2,000 or $3,000 a day. But I think, $30,000 a day, or not $30,000 a day, $30,000 a month ends up being, just about, what was that, $340,000 a year, which in my opinion is a pretty solid advertising check. And if I've turned 200 into 800, if I spend 300 a year, I should be able to turn into $1 million or $2 million over the next 2 or 3 years at least. And so that's the whole idea there. Now for Instagram, it's actually quite simple as well. You run an ad, which is a story ad, and you guys have probably seen these where it's your profile picture here, the name of your profile here, and then it's like swipe up to learn more right here, right? And you just say, hey, I'm giving away a training, I'm giving away a resource. So if you're a fitness coach, you say something like, hey, message me the word, fat loss, or message me the word muscle if you want to, gain 30 pounds of muscle in the next, 12 months, or if you want to lose 20 pounds in the next 6 months, or whatever it is that you specialize in using my given mechanism. So if you want to achieve X by, Y, so whatever your mechanism is, whatever it is that you teach. So in my example, I'd be like, hey, do you want to grow your coaching business to $100,000, $200,000 a month using YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and, good offer and sales strategies? Like, message me the word scale and we can have a conversation about, I'll show you my private training, which is probably how you got here, actually, which is interesting enough. One of our strategies. And then as you add value, it's only 2 ways that people come back and work with you. Either A, you just have a direct conversation and say, look, just book a call. Let's see if it's a good fit because it's obvious that we could help you. Or B, they eventually just organically book one themselves because you've got that schedule link kind of all over your platform and you're just adding tons of value to your audience, right? And I'm a big believer in reciprocity marketing, adding a ton of value and people would just come back on their own. And obviously this also grows your follower count on Instagram too, because when people message you, they tend to follow you, and it's kind of that, back and forth of like, the more ads you run, the more followers you get. And the cool thing about Instagram is a very organic platform. The more followers you have, the more followers you get, because people are sharing your content on their story or whatever. So it's like a feedback loop, and it just gets easier and easier. And that's really how to do that. So very simply put, that is how we get all of our sales calls as a company. Pulling back the curtain entirely, it's nothing special. Hopefully you learned something new. If you didn't feel like you learned anything new and you're still not getting the results that you want in your business, I want to challenge you and say it's probably because you haven't taken enough action and actually done what I'm telling you to do in these videos, or you haven't done what your coach is telling you to do. If you're in our program, you haven't done what we're telling you to do. You really need to commit to make these things work. These are fancy, sexy strategies, but they take work. They take time and commitment and focus to getting them to work. And it's taken me, about 1.5 years, 2 years of like testing and playing around with these things to really get things to click in a way that, works consistently for my company. And that's why I'm now making the videos that I make, and I sell the education that I do to my clients, because I just want to speed up that process for you. So once again, if you're watching this training, odds are you are either a wannabe coach or you are already a coach and you want to scale. Either way, I want you to reach out to us however it is, okay? Because odds are, if you sold even one of your package, or you even have a general idea of what you would sell, you just need the meat behind it. You need to know how to position it, how to sell. You're uncomfortable on the phone. You don't know how to deliver for clients. You don't really know how to build a good community program, etc. Reach out to us, because we can probably help you speed up that process. Because the reality is, you've kind of got a few options when you learn new things like this. The first one is, you just make it another YouTube video of just watching, you do nothing with it, right? And that's fine. You can stay right where you're at and do nothing with this information and just kind of continue to stay in the place that you are. The second option is you take action on this stuff, right? And you see if you can figure it out yourself, because there's only so much I can give you in, what is this, like a 20-minute video, 15-minute video, something like that. And so you're going to take action and see if you can figure it out yourself. And odds are, with enough time and enough trial and error, you probably can. I'm going to be honest, you probably can. But the third option is to just reach out to an expert who's done this himself, and for tons of other people, pay the price and implement it into your business rapidly. The nice thing about our programs that is completely different than anything else on the market is if you do what we tell you to do, and this is actually in the contract, if you do what we tell you to do, and you commit and you can prove that you've done what we tell you to do, and you don't get any results, we will give you all of your money back and to continue to work with you. So we're that bullish on our own strategies, and I just don't know of any people on the market that are doing something similar. So reach out however it is, and hopefully we see you on the other side. If not, best of luck figuring it out on yourself, and let us know if you ever need help if you're stumbling. Appreciate your viewership and your loyalty. See you in the next video.